another topic. Donald Trump vowing to declassify troves of secret documents, rather. Very important little tidbit. Joining us now to talk about that and some other things, our great friend, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, chair of the House Judiciary Committee. Jim Jordan, welcome back, sir, as always.
Good to be with you.
Let me just play. This is what Mr. Trump said on Fox and Friends about declassifying secrets. Take a listen for a sec, please.
So if you were president, would you declassify, you can answer yes or no to these.
Yeah.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
There you have it. So, you know, Jim Jordan, it's so interesting. Daniel Patrick Moynihan, Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan, wrote a book 20 years ago about this. The name of the book was Secrecy. And in the book, he correctly, in my humble opinion, said the U.S. government tries to be too secret and classified vastly millions of pages that's unnecessarily classification, and there's no transparency. Right. And here's Donald Trump 20 years later saying exactly the same thing. What do you make of it?
I totally agree with the president. Let the American people see. I mean, after all, it's a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Let us see the information. Let us know what's going on. And don't have these secret courts like the FISA court where you can go get warrants without first going to a judge and getting it okayed. I mean, make it so the American people can see. And we just had a hearing today where maybe if Fauci and the Biden administration had been more straightforward with this, there'd be a little more trust. You think of all the things they told us that turned out not to be true there. So tell the American people the truth. We're big boys and girls. We can handle it. And that's how it's supposed to work in our constitutional system. You know,
I used to get the classified pages every morning. Okay, you get a briefing from the I'll call them different agencies. There's not much you can say, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I got to tell you, these briefings, God bless them, and there's thousands of people behind these little briefing books. They would brief the president. Honestly, Jim Jordan, most of it was in the newspapers. Can I just tell you that? I'm not putting them down. We need those smart kids and boys and girls, and I want them to go out there in the world and protect America. But the reality is the daily briefing, which was totally classified, my God, my fingers would burn just looking at the cover. I knew it from the Wall Street Journal or the Washington Times, for heaven's sakes, honestly.
Right. And most members of Congress, I think, would say the same thing you just said there, Larry, about briefings that we get. Again, this is why we fought so hard when we reauthorized 702 of the FISA to say if you're going to go search this database, this what I call this haystack of information, you should at least have to go to a separate and equal branch of government and get a warrant to search that database. Unfortunately, we lost that vote 212 to 212. But people are tired of the secrecy. They're tired of the snooping. They're tired of the spying. And certainly President Trump, who clear back in 2016, we know they spied on his campaign. And when they went to the FISA court, they gave information to the court that was not accurate in order to be able to spy on his campaign. So that's the framework. That's the context of all this. Make the information available. Let the American people, let we the people see what's going on.
There's good reason to believe, as evidence comes out, that the authorities, whoever, wired his own Trump Tower to get information out. I mean, Trump said that. People made fun of him. Turns out there's a lot of evidence that they did. Jim Jordan, another topic. I still read Joe Biden's going to put out the executive order to end all executive orders. That's going to somehow help us on the border. And 4,000, if I get this right, 4,000 people a day, which would come to about 1.5 million illegals a year, is going to solve the problem. I don't know what you think about this. To me, this is just a real head scratcher. What's happening up there, and what is this goofy thing going to do?
I think the first question you ask is, I thought the border was secure. I mean, Secretary Mayorkas told us the border is secure. Joe Biden told us it was secure. Why do they now need to take some executive action under what is Section 212, whatever that section is, that President Trump used, other presidents have used to get control of our border? I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. What I do know is what Joe Biden did on day one. On day one, he announced to the world, if you come here, there will no longer be a wall to get over. We're going to stop construction of the wall. You won't have to wait in Mexico while we evaluate your asylum claim. And when you get to the border, you will not be detained. You will be released to wherever you want to go. And when you make those three decisions on day one, it's no wonder we got an influx of migrants coming to the country on pace to get to approximately 12 million in Joe Biden's presidency in 4 years. That's equivalent to the entire population of Ohio. And we're the 7th largest state. That's how significant, that's the magnitude of this problem. So he can say what he wants now 5 months before an election. I don't think anybody believes him because, again, it's sort of like the boy who cried wolf. No one trusts what Joe Biden says when it comes to the border and, frankly, a host of other issues.
All right, Chairman Jim Jordan, thank you, sir. We appreciate it, as always.